If you're scrolling through Twitter, well, then you might think that the world of crypto is ending as we know it. Is crypto doomed? Is this the end? Well, I'm going to talk about exactly what's going on right now at this exact moment, how maybe you should respond and what you should do right now, and if there's any opportunity in all this madness. So first, let's talk about what's going on. And the big elephant in the room is named FTX. Hello, Mr. FTX Elephant. How are you? Not doing too well today, I see. Oh, that's real tough. I'm sorry to hear that. If you've been watching the crypto news at all in the past week, you know that FTX has been increasingly gaining popularity in the news for the trouble that the exchange has. The FTT token has been plummeting in price. There's been rumors about whether the exchange is actually insolvent, on the verge of bankruptcy, if they can actually pay out the loans they have. Do they have enough collateral to pay against those liabilities? And as all that came to a head, as the token collapsed in value, they basically threw in the towel, and that's when Binance stepped in to offer to rescue them and buy them. But if you look at the news today, you'll see that even Binance decided, this isn't for me. That's going to be a no from me, dog. Apparently, after they looked at the balance sheets, they realized they can't actually fix this sinking ship. So unfortunately, that means if you have money on FTX right now, and all the news around their insolvency is actually true, then it's very unlikely you're going to have any access to your money anytime soon, unfortunately. And given that FTX is the second biggest crypto exchange out there, this is a massive, massive blow to the entire industry, and the entire crypto market is responding. Bitcoin is down 13% just today. Ethereum is down 14% just today. The poor FTX token is down 60% today. This is also a really big and bad thing because the CEO of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, has been in very close talks with people in the US government politics about crypto regulations. So now crypto regulation guy number one is caught up in all this mess, and there might be criminal stuff going on for all we know. The entire value of this company has vanished overnight. So I imagine that US regulators are not going to be too keen to continue those conversations, and I imagine this is going to be a big blow to any progress that was made. So if you are affected by this whole thing, and if you're in crypto, you're affected, but if you are directly affected because you have money on FTX, I would highly suggest you log in, go to your transactions, download the Excel spreadsheets, the CSV files, whatever you can to get any records to show what you have on the exchange before you lose access to it. Because if they don't actually honor any of the withdrawal requests, or they keep funds locked up and this proceeds to court and lawsuits and various things like that, you're going to want those records to hopefully get something back at some point. The second thing is, and I'm not trying to just like beat you while you're down, but this is a great lesson, and why I preach constantly the value of keeping the vast majority of your coins under your control. That means don't leave big portions of your crypto money on exchanges that you don't control the keys, where if they lock up withdrawals, well, then you lose access to your money. Same thing with all these DeFi and various things that have dashboards and dApps and various things where you lock up your money with them. You're trusting a third party. That's why like 80 to 90% of my funds are on cold storage wallets, where the seed phrases and passphrases I control, because yeah, the price might still go down even if you control it, but at least you have access to it. And while we're still on the topic of crypto news, if you want crypto news in your inbox every single week, along with wealth building insights, passive income insights, and stuff like that, well, then you sign up for my free newsletter called Money Never Sleeps. The newsletter goes out on Wednesdays, and there's a link in the description to sign up for free down there. All right, moving on. Like I said, all this stuff is affecting crypto at large, and you can see that by the entire crypto market cap is down 12% in just the past day. A week or so ago, we were actually over $1 trillion again, and now we're down to $844 billion for all of crypto. I can see that Bitcoin is currently fighting the $16,000 level, and actually dropped below $16,000 into the high $15,000 range today, which is just so wild to see because we haven't seen these prices since November of 2020. So Bitcoin hasn't been this low for 2 years. So are we near the bottom? Is this just getting started? how long is this whole nasty mess gonna last? Well, the short answer is, I don't know. Why are you asking me? I'm just a guy on the internet. But the longer answer is, if I had to guess, I would say at least a year, probably 2+ years. I'm sorry if that's bad news to you, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope everything picks up well before that. But let me tell you why I've come to that conclusion for my best guesstimate. The last time we were in a crypto bear market, which I went through the entire thing, so I do have a bit of bear market experience. I fought some bears in my day. The last bear market, when it finally started to turn around, was after the Bitcoin halving. Roughly every 4 years, the amount of Bitcoin that is made every 10 minutes, the block reward, is cut in half, which is why we call it a halving. And last time that happened, about 6 months later, the entire crypto market started to turn around and started to appreciate in value. And that's been pretty consistent on the cycles before that. So your next question might be, when is the next Bitcoin halving? And the bad news is not until 2024. So we're gonna have to wait until 2024 for that event to happen, and then probably wait at least 6 months after that before we start to see some action in the markets. But of course, this is a wild guess because the last time we went through a crypto bear market, like we're going through right now, we weren't also going through this macroeconomic recession or bear market or down market. Because if you look at stocks, they've all crapped the bed. Inflation is higher than it should be. If you look in the world of tech, there's layoffs like crazy. Tech stocks are flatlining. So these are all things that were not happening the last time we went through one of these markets in crypto. So that's why I say I think it might be probably at least 2 years before things turn around. It might even be longer than that because of this macroeconomic environment, depressed market that we're in. But I'm also basing this off the duration of the last market, which the last crypto bear market lasted about 2.5 years. So it stands to reason that there might be some similarity with this one. But like I've already alluded to with these kind of bigger macroeconomic ideas, I think that this is also all being fueled by the fact that the Federal Reserve seems just hell-bent on shoving the United States into, if not a major correction, which I would argue that we're already doing, but even a worse off recession than we're currently in. Before I share like what you should maybe be doing right now, I also did want to talk a little bit very briefly about the state of DeFi. At this point, you should be very used to the fact that most of the DeFi projects out there, most of these passive income projects that are passive income for passive income's sake, with no other basis for existence projects, are failing left and right. If they haven't failed yet, their prices are flatlining and or their projects are in a state of crisis. A lot of this was precipitated by all of the Luna stuff, but we've already gone through node season and seen the vast majority of fake node projects just vanish. Goodbye, fake nodes. Same with all the auto compounders. If they didn't pivot away, they've gone to basically nothing. And then there's all the DeFi as a service, or we do nodes, but also trading bots, but also something else. Even the ones that people looked at the price being super stable because of mechanics and thought this can't possibly fail are right now in dire straits. But despite all that, I really do believe there's a ton of other opportunities here, and there's a bunch of really productive things that you can be doing with your time and money, even during this market, even as all this stuff is failing around you. So the question is, what should you be doing right now? What do I need to do? Andy, what should I do? Well, I'm glad you asked, friend. The first thing is you should just take this moment and view all this as a reality check. The saying goes, all good things must come to an end. And if it's too good to be true, it is. And what goes up must come down. You know, all that stuff. Well, the markets are no different. So all those euphoric, crazy heights that we were making in the bull run and during all these wonderful crypto craze seasons, they're all coming back to reality now. So I think it's a good time to assess how you feel about it and decide if truly, you know, all this stuff that you've gotten into and are in, if this is stuff you're really cut out to continue doing. And it's okay if you're honest with yourself and you say, no, I'm lying awake every night, I'm stressed out of my mind, stressed out of my gourd, this is consuming all my thoughts, whatever. Well, then maybe it's time to just take a step back and take a breather. Because one of the things that's gonna make this whole thing worse is if your mental health and your anxiety of all this stuff just takes over and takes a turn for the worse. This is also a good moment to kind of understand that 95% or more, 99% of all the current projects or things that we are excited about are going to fail. I really believe that in crypto, there is nothing sacred. Anything that you think is different or can never fail or whatever is either going to fail or it's going to be challenged to the point where it nearly breaks and it looks like it's going to. Of course, some of them don't, and then some of them recover and bounce back and stuff, and there's the Bitcoins of the world that just keep on chugging along. As we're seeing right now, even Bitcoin's looking really rough. So if there's anything that fits in that category where you think, no, it's different this time, or this will never fail, maybe that should be a reality check to go, ooh, what if it does? How can I mitigate a total horrific fallout if it does? And that's not planning for failure. That's just trying to protect yourself in this very dangerous world of DeFi and crypto. And while you do this reality check, as if to give you more reality is what you need, because you're probably like, that's enough reality, Andy, all right? I think it's also important to know one more thing, which is things probably will get worse before they get better. I can speak to this one from experience. Last bear market, I thought certain things couldn't possibly get worse, and then I watched them progressively get worse and worse. The longer the bear market stretches out, the more chances of stuff have to just go to almost $0. That said, there are still opportunities and things you can do. I've said it before, but bear markets make millionaires. If you have the stomach for this stuff and you're able to be really patient. 9 out of 10 projects that I put my hard-earned money into in the last bear market went to zero, failed, were scams, etc. But because I treat crypto as if I am a poor man's venture capitalist and I'm tossing money across multiple bets, knowing that 99% of them are going to fail, just looking for those couple of unicorns out there so I can hop on the back of that unicorn and ride it off into the sunset on top of rainbows. Because I know if I'm wise enough with my capital allocations and doing these bets, that if I do find some unicorns, their gains in the next market will more than make up for all my losses of all the failures now. Last bear market, I spent as much time as I could learning about crypto things, looking at projects, researching them, digging into the details, looking for new stuff that was even launching during the bear markets, trying to figure out creative ways to allocate my money to make it effective. But the big themes of my story in the last bear market was I didn't give up. I kept buying and I kept holding and I kept doing things to set myself up for success in this previous bull run. Well, I think we are currently entering that period where things might get a lot worse before they get better, but where if you keep your eyes peeled, you might see some of these things I'm talking about. One of the biggest opportunities you can find right now is just lower prices. And yeah, they might continue to get lower and lower, but if you're dollar cost averaging, you start buying in now and you're buying as it continues to go down, eventually you'll buy when it's flat. And then eventually you'll buy when it's going on the way back up. I bought so many things during the last bear market for bargain basement prices and they appreciated so much in the bull run. Buying opportunities are crazy right now. Also, even though it's a terrible market, new stuff still does launch. In my community, Sleep Money Club, for example, we've been talking about probably 10 plus new projects that are all mineable that we've been using our GPU mining rigs to spec mine in the hopes that when they hit exchanges, they blow up, or in the next run, they blow up. There's a lot of fun, brand new launch stuff now, and there's going to continue to be new stuff going forward. It's going to be even more speculative mining stuff going forward. I'm still doubling down on utility nodes that are real nodes on real hardware that have real utility and do real things. Namely, I'm currently trying to buy my way to an Ethereum validator node, but there's a whole slew of other great ones, including my favorite, Flux nodes. And another opportunity I'm looking at right now is options trading, both crypto options and stocks options trading. And I don't want to keep plugging Sleep Money Club, but we do have people in there and our teachers and community members who are selling stock options and making hundreds or thousands of dollars every single month, even in this market. So that's something I'm personally trying to learn how to do so I can start making income using my existing portfolios. Another thing I really hope you're just taking away from this, hearing me say, is just how paramount and important it is to diversify in crypto. If you put all those crypto eggs in one single crypto basket and you drop that basket, well then, there go your eggs. But if you got a bunch of egg baskets and a bunch of crypto eggs, what's the analogy I'm making here? I don't know. Then if you break a few eggs, who cares? You got plenty more eggs to go around. You're gonna be making omelets for years. It'll be just like Denny's cooking up a Denver scramble, Denver omelet. You're gonna look out at your egg empire and you're gonna see how excellent it really is. But another thing I want you to think about is why might you be panicking or freaking out right now in the first place? And I think that comes down to 3 reasons. First, I think you might have bought stuff you didn't really truly understand what they were or the nature of, just how volatile crypto can be. 2, again, going back to all the eggs, you might be overexposed. Either you put too much of your money just into crypto in general, and that's giving you pains to watch it all go down, or you're overexposed to a single project and you put too much all into one thing, and that's just tanking or it's failed, and that's just heartbreaking to watch. And lastly, you probably just don't have enough time in the market. One of my biggest tools in my crypto tool chest is the fact I've been in this space for over 5 years now. I've seen this movie before. I know how it ends. And is it easy to watch my portfolio drop by, 70% or something like that? Well, no, it's never easy, but I tolerate it way better and I don't let it affect me nearly as much as it did once upon a time. So if you're having all that panic and stuff, just know that if you're going to stick with it, that knowledge and experience can fix all those problems for you. But the catch is, you gotta not give up right now if you want to gain that knowledge and experience. So let me just say this. If you're in crypto still, you're still chugging along, you're still optimistic about the future crypto, you still want to learn, you're hungry to get better at this whole thing and crack the code. And if you haven't given up, well then way to go. But if you really do love all this stuff and you're on the verge of giving up, let me just say, please don't. I really think things are going to get better. We just might have to be really, really patient. And if your version of patience is giving up and then coming back when things turn all around, well then you might miss all the big opportunities. But unfortunately, to find the opportunities, you have to sit through some of this in the meantime. I think the moral of my crypto story is that there is so much power in just not giving up. I think you could accomplish so much if you just show up every day. You're gonna make plenty of mistakes, plenty of failures, you're gonna lose more money, but if you keep at it and you keep trying to do better and learning and getting more and more experience, chances are this stuff is going to eventually work out for you. Or at least that's how it worked for me, and that's what I believe. But also, it's really important that you don't make any of the mistakes that I talk about in this video here. If you do these things, you can take your portfolio and make it into an even bigger dumpster fire. So watch that video and know that I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna be here with you through this whole crypto thing, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.